Hello, everyone. It's just me again, real quick, coming on to talk about our revisit of the crochet-along that we did a couple years ago, where we're doing we're going to do narrow row strips, and then we'll sew them together when we get them to the size we want. I'm going to focus on the either crib or lap size, which on my little chart that tells me, whoa, how big sizes of quilts are. Um, 36 by 50. So each row or strip is going to be 36 inches long, and then I'll keep making strips. And my strips are going to vary in size. So some, like this one, what I did on this one is the pattern called for 8 plus 5. So what that means is you want a repeat of 8. So what I did is 8 and 8 is 16 plus 5 additional more. So I did 21 stitches across, and I'm coming up with a strip that is about 5.5 inches wide. I just had the measuring tape. Yeah, about 5.5 inches wide. And I'll keep going with it until it's 36 inches long. And then we'll do our next stitch. And whatever that stitch is, it will always tell you when you look at the tutorials that we did, it'll tell you, like this one was 8 plus 5. Sometimes it's just a count divided by 2 plus 1 or 3 plus 1. You know, it gives you the how many repeats you need plus the 5 or 2 or whatever that plus number is. So when they say 8 plus 5, anything divisible by 8 and then 5 more stitches. So you choose what you want to do. I'm doing mine narrow, so 6 inches or less, and they're going to vary in width, and then we'll stitch them together along their side seams later on when it starts getting hot and we don't mind having something hot in our lap. I just thought this would be a good size, something to do over the summer even. And we could just keep making strips, whatever length you do. And then we'd have a bunch of strips that we could just put into multiple blankets. If you wanted to do something smaller, a bassinet is 13 by 28. Or a crib is 36 by 50, or a twin, which would fit like a twin bed or a toddler bed, is 63 by 87. These standard bed and quilt sizes, you can look that chart up, standard bed and quilt size in inches. And you can convert the inches to centimeters if you want to. Hi, Janet. So I just wanted to come on and tell you some of that kind of stuff, because Joyce was messaging me that she didn't want to make her strips too wide. So basically what I did is I did 2 times 8. So I did 16 plus 5. And I just keep repeating that because that's what I did to come up with a 5.5 inch strip. So until it's 36, and I'm currently at 30. So I have just 6 inches left to do on this. And that is about another 10 or 12 rows, I think, or repeats. And there goes my hot water. Let me go pour that real quick. I'm just making green tea. I forget I put it over, but luckily I only have to come around the corner to pour it. And I got to clean the kitchen up yet. I thought I'd come on and give these little little infos. And let me put you guys down because I kind of want to show what I've been doing too to keep track. Because after you do the first row on this one, the first row is worked into the chain. And then the second one, you start working in back loops only. And you go between rows 1 and 2. You start with 4 slip stitches, 4 half doubles, and then you chain 1. Once you get to the third row, though, you're going to switch those and you're going to do 4 half doubles and then 4 slip stitches, then chain 1. And you do that for rows 3 and 4. And then throughout the rest of your work, you're just repeating those, and always in the back loops only. Each time you turn, you just work in the back loops only. So this is the right side of it here. And what I did to help me keep track of it is I made myself a little chart here. So this tells me the first 2 rows, which is 4 slip stitch, 4 half doubles, and then chain 1. And so what I did is I got down, this is where we started, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so down here under each of these, because this one I did 4 slip, 4 half double, chain 1. And then over here I have 4 half double, 4 slips, chain 1. So when I got to row 5, I knew I would be repeating the row 1 and 2, which is that row. So I just do 5, 6, and then jump over 7, 8, then 9, 10, 11, 12. That way I don't get lost and messed up. And I'm on my second sheet here. And I always know where I am because I go to the highest number. So I know my next row needs to jump back over to starting with 4 slip stitches. Does that make sense? Did that make any sense at all? I have to do little cheaty charts like this or I'll get all messed up because it would be very easy to get confused. Well, I know Beth's on, and I don't want to stay on because I know a lot of people like to do the stuff with Beth, but I felt like I needed to come on and talk about this just a little bit because I don't want anybody to get lost as we go. It really doesn't matter. I could have just done 8 stitches plus 5 and done 13 stitch wide. So I would have had a real narrow little strip. You could do that. It's up to you. But I wanted enough of the pattern repeat so that I could see the almonds. They call this is almond ridge. So that's why I've done the number I did. So each time we get a new stitch, I'm going to do a couple repeats of it or something so that my strip is anywhere between 4 and 6 inches. That way, it'll work out, they won't look too far off what I'm thinking. I just don't want exactly 5.5-inch strips the whole way. I want more interest in mine. So this one's 5.5. The next one, I might only do 3.5. And I just want a variety. And then when I hook these together, I'm thinking of doing the raised single crochet and crochet the two pieces together instead of doing the slip stitch, although the slip stitch does do an interesting look too. But we've got plenty of time to worry about how we're going to put them together because we got to make all of our strips. And I'm going to make mine 50 inches long by the 36 wide. So this will be really interesting. And I think this size would be really good if you wanted to check around in your area and see if there's any like Alzheimer's facilities that want lap blankets for their main room, or even a nursing home or something like that where they could benefit from having something, because all of these different stitches give a lot of texture. And if you watch an older person that's reached an age where they don't do a lot and They rub whatever they're holding, they'll rub it. My grandmother, she liked to run her hands back and forth across her purse handle. She would have loved something tactile like this where you can feel their eyesight's going, and they still have that sense of touch where, whether they can hear well or they can see well, they can feel things. Touch becomes very important to senior citizens. Hi, Lisa. So I wasn't going to keep you but a minute. I just wanted to show how I'm keeping myself on the right stitches by keeping a little chart. So basically, this side would be the first 2 rows. So row 1, 2, and then this is what you do on row 3, 4. And then I'm just doing that repeat back and forth, but I'm keeping track of my rows this way. So I actually just did row 108. So now I need to jump back over here, do 109 and 110, and then 111 and 112. So yeah, I have to keep a little cheat sheet or I get blooming lost. So anyway, I'm going to let you go now. Thanks for being here. See you guys in the next one. Bye.